What's going on, guys? Welcome back here to another video on Matty Fish 33. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you haven't, guys, subscribe, click that bell, get those notifications. Please follow us. I promise you won't be disappointed. So let's get into a few things in today's video. I'm sorry that I did not do Sunday swim yesterday. I had some family time things come up that I decided were more important than doing a live stream for YouTube. So that being said, wanted to touch on one thing real quick that I was going to touch on in a live stream yesterday, but I ended up not doing it. But it's even more fitting because today is the actual day. So guys, happy, well, I say happy, but it's not really happy for people that are veterans like me, but I hope everybody is having a blessed Memorial Day, and I also hope that everybody remembers there's a difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Memorial Day, that day is for the people that did not make it home, the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans Day, that's the day to celebrate us that did make it home. So please don't thank a veteran on Memorial Day. Please don't do that. But remember, the reason that we have Memorial Day and the reason that we have these freedoms in our country. All right, enough political stuff. But guys, so let's get into it real quick. So Tyler Plant suggested that I do a feature on Baloo, who was building our mountain over here. He's still fired up, so I might just do that maybe tomorrow, perhaps. I just kind of wanted to get a video out of the way because I have a small surprise for you guys. If you've been following along, there was something that I said that I was going to do when I got back from New York. We'll get into that a little bit later in the video, though. So for now, did my water changes when I got back. Usually when I do my water changes, there is somewhat of a behavioral shift. As you can see, Baloo still kind of has his corner over here, and it's been a couple days since the water change now. So he's really fired up right now. Again, I don't think he's the tank boss right now. I think he just wants to be the tank boss, and he's doing this in lieu of. But there are other fish that are larger than him. Now, obviously, that doesn't always matter. Kind of like one of those size of the fight in the dog, not the size of the dog type deals. But, I mean, some of our other guys really fired up. V here, looking really fantastic today. Check it out. He's got a lot of nice reds popping out underneath his blues. Our Star Sapphire really popping off with his chips. See if I can get him from the other side for you guys, too. Not the best angle. There we go. Our Copa de Chromas here, making some moves. Still the smallest fish in the tank, but definitely doing just fine, even though he's probably about half the size of some of these larger fish in this tank. Our boy Tangy kind of got bopped down a little bit. I don't think he's boss. I haven't seen his bars in a while. I think that V kind of stole from him a little bit. I'm pretty sure Dolph is still the boss, and I think V's number 2 right now, and I think Baloo here, number 3. Even though he's got this big old side, he doesn't really have these guys corralled. They kind of look like they are right now, but trust me, they can go over there. I think he just wants to show off right now for the camera. Also, our Bucachromis Lepturus Green, really making some moves. If you guys saw the short the other day, this guy's definitely ranking up pretty fast, and he's going to get there very quick. He will be the largest fish in this tank one day, somewhere between 14 and 16 or so inches. So I think one day when he's full grown and our hawk here is full grown, and then once we move our 3 spot back over and they're all 3 are full grown, that could be a little bit of bedlam to see who is. But hopefully by the time that juncture happens, because we do have a couple years, we're not in a 155 gallon tank anymore. I'm hoping very soon to have something 300 gallons or larger. And I mean, while I'm in this apartment, I don't want to go over 300 gallons, but that would more than suffice. Also, you can see Big Si here, our Sila tilapia. It's just getting picked on a tiny bit. No nipping, but chasing, but he's really fired up too. Look at all the beautiful blues in them. He's even all the way up top right now, so you can't really see them as well as you could. But he's definitely making some moves. Our tetrastigma, look at that. Really starting to pop off. Starting to get some of his reds in with his blues. His blues have really been sticking to him now. So I think the next stage he's going to get even more of that blue and turquoise and yellow-green color. And I think he's going to start popping some reds in there too soon, hopefully. But, so, I said I had a surprise for you guys. Real quick, before we get to the surprise. Hey, look, there's a heater in here. Actually, that is the heater that I said I was taking out of here before I went to New York. And guess what? Water temperature, 80.4. No heater. And my apartment is 72 degrees. So, guys, this tank is almost self-regulated at this point. Some people may have something to say about that out there, but that's okay. So, anyways, let's talk about this real quick. So, I think I know what I'm going to do in the cube. Why don't you guys... I've thrown some hints and some suggestions and things like that out there. But I think I know what I want to do now. And if you think you can guess, drop it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think I'm going to do with this. So, other big news coming. But, you know, this guppy tank... It's kind of starting to bore me, honestly. Originally, it was going to become a feeder colony, but that's kind of not going as according to plan. Because they're just kind of eating their own offspring right now. Very few have survived and made it through. So I think that I'm going to go ahead and table this idea for now. I might... put some smaller cichlids, some micro cichlids in here, maybe. We'll see. Maybe something micro that's South or Central American, so I can keep all this plant and vegetation in here. Or maybe, because I have this space here, because the dog crate can move, I might get a rack and maybe a couple 40-gallon breeders. We'll see, guys. Let me know down below what you think you would like to see. Now, for the surprise, I have some good news and some bad news about the surprise. So, the good news is, I don't know if anybody knows who this is, but that would be Fry Guy. If you've been following the channel long enough, you might remember when this guy was not even a ½ inch long. So he's about 2.5 or so inches long, and I was gonna move him out with his brother too. Unfortunately, I don't understand why, because I think it was one of those fine until not type situations, because his brother was one generation younger than him. They were fine in the tank forever together. They even made it fine for 4.5 days when we were in New York, without beating each other up. And then all of a sudden, last night, come home and, well, brother ceases to exist because this guy is unfortunately a stone cold killer now. So we decided we're gonna have to put him in the big house as penance. I'm kidding, but I'm sure he'll do just fine in here. He's a product of one of our Nairai and our female salmon hat. So for lack of a better way of putting it, he's a samurai cichlid. I'm kidding. I honestly don't know if people have... I'm sure there's been hybrids of these before. I'm honestly not sure if there is a name for that hybrid, though. Probably just something of some sort of throw-off, kind of like this piebald Nairai is here. So the Pundamila Nairai, or Nairai, that is the father of Fry Guy. And then his mother is this female salmon hat right here. I'm really a little bit disappointed that he beat his brother to death. because, you know, this one, so if I can find him again, he might have went to hide. He's a little smaller than some, there he goes. So this one, you can see he's got a lot of the characteristics of the Nairai, but he also has the undertones of the salmon hap. I was hoping to see both of those fry grow out because this one, the original fry guy, got more of the Nairai characteristics than the salmon hap characteristics. But as you can see, he's got a little bit of both. His brother, however, had more of the salmon hap characteristics than the Nairai characteristics. So it would have been really interesting to see the difference between these two fish as they grew up. But nonetheless, killer or not, still a very pretty guy. And he's got a lot of growing to do. I probably expect him to be around the same size as Dad. So this guy's about 3.5, maybe a little bit bigger than that, inches long. I don't think that Fry Guy is going to be the same size as our piebald throw-off, who's a little larger. He's closer to about 4 inches. Not quite sure how that works with the variants and stuff. I'm just kind of getting more into Victorians. I've more so kept peacocks, habs, and bunas in the past. So we'll kind of see how that develops. Let me know if you have some experience with that down below, what you think I might be able to expect. But that being said, Fry Guy is back in the big house. And there he goes hiding, as expected. You know, the other thing was I put him back in here as a solo fish, which isn't always the best thing to do. But I did it in a way that I think is going to work out just fine. So when I got home from work today, because he's only been in here 20-30 minutes, and he's doing fine. He's out, so that's good. Obviously, some of the bigger guys checking him out. But so the way that I went about it was I kept the lights off in the tank. And then I poured out some food to feed them as I do when I come home from work. And when I did that, I went and got Fry Guy, kept keeping the lights off in the tank. And then I just kind of dropped him in, and then quickly after I dropped him in, I dropped the food in as a distraction. So it'll help a little bit, because obviously it's not ideal, as many of you know that keep cichlids, to add just one fish at a time due to aggression and things like that. However, the other thing is given the fact that he is a Nairai, he might be small, but they are mighty from what I've learned of these fish so far. So let's take one more look at the 155 real quick for you guys. If you didn't see our previous video, our fish feature on Sir Richard here, please go check it out. I will leave a link in the description for you guys. Tyler Planet also suggested, like I said earlier in the video, taking this fired up guy and doing a little video on him as well. But we'll see. We'll see. It just kind of depends, guys. Remember, let me know what you think I'm going to do with the cube down below, because I'm pretty sure I've made a decision on what I'm going to do with it. But you know what? Just take it all as it comes and enjoy this journey with me, because it's kind of what you have to do in fish keeping sometimes. You never know what might happen. You might think everything's perfect. You might think everything's fine. I mean, losing the other Fry, I mean, now granted he got beat up by his brother and it was a Cain and Abel type situation, but losing the other Fry, that was, I mean, outside of the guppy tank, which I don't really count because things happen with smaller fish and stuff like that, but I don't want to jinx myself either, but I've been pretty fortunate in terms of how my fish interact with each other. You know, whether or not they are chasing and or, you know, tearing at each other, as you guys have seen along the way. Obviously, there's some chasing, which is to be expected, but nobody's ever really gotten too beat up, and certainly not till that point. So I was very disappointed with that, and I'm sorry that I didn't get to show you the other variant Fry by putting them both in together. But, guys, that being said, be on the lookout for the next video after this. Again, if you haven't yet, subscribe, click that bell, get those notifications. So please follow us along. We are almost monetized. Also, let me know in the comments below. Since we are close to getting monetized, guys, I was thinking about trying to put a link for either my Venmo or perhaps for my PayPal down in the descriptions of videos, or I might use the click button if it'll let me do it before I'm monetized. And if you guys would like to see some bigger and better things, let me know if you'd be apt for, perhaps making some donations and stuff like that, because I would love to bring more to this channel for you guys. I really, really cannot stress that enough. Really want to be able to do that for you guys. So, thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day. Never forget the fallen. RIP shipmates. We have the watch. Matty Fish out.